Uh, good people, good people, good people. Well, well, well. Pittsburgh Steelers blew it. Welcome, folks. As you can see, man, I'm in the car driving back from the game, and not really gonna look down too much because I'm driving, obviously. Gonna try to be careful. Well, I will be careful. But yeah, man, a terrible showing by the Pittsburgh Steelers, guys. Terrible showing. Terrible showing. Terrible. That's all I can say. Offense was trash. Defense did what they had to do for the most part, producing turnovers. T.J. Watt getting sacks when we need T.J. Watt to get a sack. DeMonte KZ getting an interception. But even with his interception, this fool brings it out. Don't understand why he did that. Brings it out of the end zone, gives us horrible field position. Uh, Let me turn this around, guys. Let me see if you guys can still see me. I don't know if you can still see me like this. If somebody can comment. Can you see me when I flip the screen? Let me see. I don't know if you guys can see me when I flip the screen, but yeah, it's nuts. But like I said, I'm not gonna look down too much, man, because I'm driving. You know, I got my little man in the back, and I'm being extremely careful, guys. Looking at the road. But from my perspective, yeah, we can see you. You see me when the screen was flipped. But either way, I'm in the car. I'm not trying to be all beautifully presenting this. Let me just talk. And you guys can hear me talk. This offense stinks. This offense literally had 4 3-and-outs, 4 of them, four 3-and-outs, back to back to back to back to start the game. It's unacceptable, man. There was a lot of Matt Canada's a lot of Matt Canada's route combinations are on display. Again, me seeing it at the game, I can see it from that perspective. Uh, Offensive line not really playing that well. It was pretty bad, man. It's pretty bad. Offense again didn't get going and they never really got going. They made a splash late in the game, third quarter I believe it was, when we hit Pickens for the touchdown. And I'm telling you, I'm screaming to the top of my lungs, myself and other people around me, screaming to the top of our lungs, saying, Pickens is all alone. You have single man, all alone. Take advantage of the matchup. It was so many times, man, when the Jaguars appeared to give Pickens one-on-one, but a lot of times they would rotate their coverage. They were doing a lot of tricky things with their safety. They would bring the guys down, and then they would, kind of back them out right before the snap. So at times where it looked like we had a one-on-one, Pickens, they would rotate the safeties a bit. I can't wait to look at the film again. It kind of felt like I was looking at the all-22 from my perspective, but it was bad. It was bad. So again, let me flip the camera, and I want you guys to confirm. Can you still see me like this? If you can, great. But it's easier for me to hold it this perspective. I hope you guys can still see me, but actually no, I'll flip it back. Much easier to hold it this way. I'm tripping, and I get more light because it's, you know. Uh, What else did I notice, man? Listen, we didn't win the trenches. Offensive line wasn't really getting a push at all in the run game. Once again, the Steelers could not stop the run. We started off pretty decent early, but later on, as the game continued, Travis Etienne, was able to find huge holes, whether it was in the middle of the defense or whether it was off the left side of the defense. We were allowing guys to get to the edge too easy at times. There were times when we were still, putting out that same zone type defense, man. And again, you can't play man all the time, but there were a lot of times where, man, when Trevor Lawrence was able to just find somebody right in the middle of the field, in a crosser or maybe a guy running a quick curl, and because we were in zone a lot of times, guys are kind of read and reacting, so we didn't have a whole lot of that happening. I took some notes, man, and I'll save those notes for Tuesday. Again, obviously I can't read them right now as I'm driving, but I will say this: there were some horrible calls by the refs, man. I'm not going to say we lost the game just because of the referees. There were other opportunities where the Steelers could have taken advantage of offense, and they did not, especially when Kenny Pickett went down. I mean, Mitch Trubisky, my God, man. I'm telling y'all, if it looked bad from the TV angle, it looked even worse in real time. Because in real time, out at the stadium, like I said, not just me, many of people around us, anytime you go to a Steeler game, you're going to end up talking to people behind you, beside you, whatever. Me and my son made friends at the game. But all of us are screaming like, don't throw that. Triple coverage at times. It was times when there was a time when Mitch Trubisky threw into coverage where there was a double team and a safety over the top. It was bad, folks. It was really bad. Really, really bad. Trying to recall some of my notes, man. I just can't really get to them right now. But I definitely notated the penalties was a problem. I notated the Steelers later in the game started giving up runs. DeMonte KZ, if I remember correctly, you kind of have to look. I think that pass was to ETN, the Trevor Lawrence touchdown. KZ was just playing way too shallow. Way too shallow, man. And I don't know what actually was happening to Joy Porter over there. I don't know if Porter was in zone because, again, trying to watch it in real time, I kind of saw, whoever it was, I think it was ETN, I saw them kind of run past JPJ, and KZ, jumped to try to get the ball, but it was just way too shallow, perfectly thrown ball by Trevor Lawrence, and there you have it, and that kind of broke the game wide open. I think, again, the defense, once again, this is the team that we're seeing, the defense keeping us in the game. The defense continues to keep us in the game, but no offense, folks. And, again, it's a combination, man, of Matt Canada's situational play calling, Matt Canada's utilization of personnel, his route combination, and it's not necessarily, holding up their end of the bargain, and particularly in the run game. It was a lot of instances where, the running backs are met with somebody right at the line, and just some poor play calling, in my opinion, at times. It's the timing of Matt Canada's play calling. Like that when he ran that end around to Calvin Austin. At the time that he ran it, it just wasn't the time, man. You watch other offensive coordinators, and even when the Steelers are successful, even sometimes with Matt Canada, it's always the timing of the play that they choose to employ, and just wasn't good timing, man. A lot of times. But like I said, a lot of it was route combinations. But largely, man, and again, I'm going to go ahead and get off here soon because I'm about to run through a tunnel. Largely, the issue in this game was no offense, period. the lack of ability to sustain an offense, particularly he got out of there. But it was Jaguars just kind of sitting on a lot of the routes, man, not really doing anything. Whoop, as you can see, dropped the phone a little bit. I wanted to talk about this. Deontay Johnson, man, we opened the game with a pass to Deontay in the middle of the field. Does not make the catch. Does not make the catch, man, and that was huge because he was open. There was also a pass play. I want to say it was the second drive of the game with George Pickens. Had him wide open. I mean, wide open, and Kenny short arms it. Doesn't get any air under the ball. Doesn't allow Pickens, to continue running because he was in front of his guy. He had about two steps on his guy. Great defensive play by the Jags, but again, let me bring it to this side. Great defensive play by the Jags, but Kenny got to put that ball a little more out in front, man. He really does. He's got to get that ball out there. There was another opportunity I want to say. When Deontay Johnson was in the end zone, and Deontay was slipping quite a bit out there today. It was raining. Luckily, where we were sitting, we didn't really get the rain on us. But that one in the end zone, man, Kenny Pickett kind of threw it behind Deontay. And had Deontay not slipped, maybe he is able to pivot or plant his foot and get back over there. But the ball was definitely thrown behind him. So, all in all, man, I would just say it was a lot of poor execution out there today, man. Had a wonderful time, I was really happy and proud to be able to take my son to his first game. He's 10 years old. I know some of you guys asked that. How old was he? It was great time, man. He really enjoyed himself. Y'all would have been proud. He was out there representing, screaming, yelling, swinging the towel. It was good. It was good. And I'm thinking about possibly coming back to the Packers game in a couple weeks. Thinking about it. But listen, I'll just say this, man, and I'll say more on Tuesday. I told you guys I need to see 7 full games for me to know what type of team we have, and I think I know. I will elaborate more on Tuesday. We're just not a good football team right now, man. We're not a good, consistent team. We have a defense that can keep you in it, but we do not have an elite defense. We don't have a shutdown defense. Our defense leaks a little bit. And again, it's not a whole lot of teams in the NFL that has shut down defense. It's not a lot of teams that has it, right? But what I will say is we're just not good enough to rely on the defense. We're just not good enough, man. We're just not. We are an up and down team, and we're going to me, I think this team is going to be the same as we were in previous years, right? This is going to be a football team that plays close enough to make you think they can win it. Most of us in the stands today were feeling like that, like, all right, man, they're still in it. They're still in it. Okay, we even held them. It was 9-6. All right, the defense is hanging in there. Defense got a few turnovers. But the offense never came around. And even when the offense comes around, we get the touchdown with George Pickens. Great, way to split the defenders, George. They just let you down after that. There's no follow-up to it. And the defense still held, still continued to hold. And, again, they held an NFL offense with weapons to just 20 points. But we only produced 10. We only produced 10. Just not a good scene right there, man. Referees, again, like I said, the refs were some tremendously bad calls today. Tremendous. I mean, it was so many times that I can't even elaborate. I mean, and then, even a penalty forced Boswell to kick a deeper kick, and that took points off of the board. I'm just saying, man, it's knee-jerk reaction, man, coming out of the stadium. I will re-review it. I will watch the game again. We're in trouble, We are definitely in trouble with the secondary. You know, there was times, guys, when Miles Killebrew was out there. He played not too bad for the most part, you know, because Minka went down. We'll have to see what's up with Minka. It's a hamstring. Of course, Kenny went down. We'll have to see what's up with that. I can't believe that there wasn't a roughing the passer on that. I mean, it was so many calls that I just could not believe they didn't go the way they were supposed to go. But what are you gonna do? Bottom line, the Steelers team is not that good. They're gonna break your heart almost every week because what's gonna happen? They'll probably turn out and have a game where they do well. They might just might beat the Titans, right? So then you're feeling good again. You're feeling good again at 5-3, and then they'll probably have a letdown against the Packers. That's just how this team is gonna play. And I know some of you guys probably are saying in the chat without me even seeing it, oh, yeah, you know, next couple games are winnable. Yeah, but let's just be honest with ourselves. Who are they going to beat that is a really good team, a team that can score? Our defense can't do it all, bro. They just can't. So it's going to be one of those middle-of-the-road type of seasons, man. That's what I'm predicting right now. And I'm just being honest about it. But like I said, man, I will elaborate more on Tuesday. I appreciate any of you all who are watching this right now. I do apologize for the perspective that you're seeing it. I hate the way this is probably showing up on YouTube because I'm in portrait mode, holding the phone and not in landscape. But again, what are you gonna do? Trying to bring you guys the best coverage I can while on the road and being very, very, very careful and keeping my eyes on the road. So hope you guys enjoyed, man. Please do me a favor. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Definitely turn on your notifications. Those of you that may be new to the channel, on Tuesdays, Terrible Towel Tuesday, we break everything down. We'll give a quick preview of what we think might be happening for the Thursday game. Let's not forget we play on Thursday. And we'll just kind of recap this game the best way we can. So, all right, guys. Sorry we couldn't get a win, but it is what it is. And, hey, if there's any good news, I know some of you guys are going to say, oh, well, at least they're 4-3. Okay, that's positive for now. But I just do not I do not walk away from this game feeling confident at all about this team. Just that simple. All right. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Y'all be safe. God bless. Good night. Thank you for tuning in. I shall see you guys on Tuesday. Peace.